Hi guys, we're just going to be doing our lesson 8 today. So our objective is relate manipulative representations to the addition algorithm. So basically what that means is we're just still building our way up to the standard algorithm. And manipulative representations just means we're going to be using a place value chart today to help us build our way up to the standard algorithm for adding and subtracting. Okay? So that's all that those big words mean. So let me bring up my ladybug and we'll get to work on some problems. So remember, we are building our way up to becoming addition and subtraction masters. We're still not to the standard algorithm yet. We're still getting to understand what numbers mean and what place value they're in. So your directions for today say solve the following problems using your place value chart, place value disk, and vertical form. So if we were actually in school, you guys would have a place value chart and you would have little place value disk. But since we're not, we're just going to use the good old trusty paper and pencil. And vertical form simply just means writing it in the standard algorithm like this. In third grade, we actually call that stacking your numbers. Okay? So I'm just going to draw a place value chart and label my ones, my tens, and my hundreds. And I'm just going to model 505 and 75 in my place value chart. So let me grab a different color. So I'm going to model 505. 3, 4, 5. I have 500s. I have 0 tens. And I have 5 ones. I'm just going to grab a different color. That way you can distinguish between the two numbers. 75 is my second number, so I don't have any 100s. I have 7 tens and 5 ones. So now that I have modeled my numbers in the place value chart, I'm ready to add. So we always start in our ones place value when we're adding. So I'm just going to start in my ones and count up my dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10. So anytime we have a 10 of something, we can bundle them up together and place them in the next place value. So I'm just going to bundle these up, which means I'm simply going to circle them together and just place an arrow with an extra dot here because that tells me that I took these 10s away and added a 10. Since there was 10 ones, I took the 10 ones away to add a 10. Okay? So I'm going to come over here to my vertical form, and I'm just going to say 5 plus 5 is 10. And if you notice, we don't have any ones left, so a 0 goes there. So I know that 5 plus 5 is 10. But I carried over an extra 10, so I have to carry over that extra 10. So now I'm going to count my tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 tens. So I'm going to come over here and do 7 plus 0 is 7 plus 1 more is 8. And I don't have a bundle of tens, so I can't carry anything over. So I'm just going to count up my 100s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 500s. So I'm going to come over here to my standard algorithm or vertical form, and I have 5 plus nothing, which would be 500. So I have 580. So I know my answer here is 580. Okay, so we're just using our place value chart along with the vertical form to keep learning how to add. Okay, so my next one, I have 293 plus 114. So I'm going to make my place value chart. So I have ones, tens, and hundreds. And I'm just going to model my 293 and 114 in my place value chart. So I'm going to grab a different color and I'm going to draw 2 hundreds, 9 tens, and 3 ones. Grab a different color and I'm going to model 114. So 100, 110, and 4 ones. So now I'm ready to add. So when we add, I start in my ones place value. So I'm just going to count how many dots I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 dots, which means I don't have a bundle of 10, so I can't move any over. Oops, I forgot to do the vertical form here. Sorry about that. So I know that my ones is 7, so I'm going to connect it over to my vertical form, and I know that 4 plus 3 is 7, but we don't have to carry over anything because we don't have 10 tens here, or 10 ones, I mean. Okay, so now I'm moving to my tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 tens, so I'm just going to bundle them up and move them to the hundreds because 10 tens means you have 100, so you can move them to the next place value. So now I'm left with 0 tens, but I added a dot to my 100s. So I'm going to go over here and I know that 9 plus 1 is 10. So I'm going to look at my place value chart and I'm going to have my 0 in my tens, but I have to carry where I bundled and moved my 10 tens over. So I added a 1 in my hundreds. And now I'm going to look at my hundreds and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So my hundreds is 4. So I know my final answer is 407. So this is basically just using the strategy of a place value chart along with the vertical form. Okay, we're going to do a couple more, then you're going to try some on your own. So I have 364 plus 356. So the first thing I'm going to do is just line them up vertically or stack them. And I'm going to draw my place value chart where I have ones, tens, and hundreds. So now I'm ready to model my numbers in my place value chart. So I'm going to model 364. So I'm going to have 300, 6 tens, and 4 ones. I'm going to grab a different color and I'm going to model 356. So 300, 5 tens, and 6 ones. So now that I have my numbers modeled in my place value chart, I'm ready to start adding. So we are starting in our ones place value, remember. So I'm going to count my ones first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I have a bundle of 10, so that means I can bundle them up in a circle and move them over 1. So since I had 10 ones, that leaves me with 0 in the ones. So I'm going to come over here and put my 0, but I had to move an extra one to the 10, so I'm just going to add that above my tens place. Okay, so now moving on to my tens. Let's count how many tens we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, we have 12 tens. So within 12 tens, do we have a bundle of 10? Yes. So I'm going to bundle up 10. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's my bundle of 10, which I'm going to move over to the hundreds. But if you notice, we still have 2 left over. So I'm going to put a 2 in my tens place. So I'm going to come over to my vertical form, and I'm going to put a 2 here. But we carried over to our hundreds, so I have to carry over a 1 to my hundreds also. So now I'm ready to count my hundreds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 hundreds. And here I know that 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. So my final sum is 720. Okay? All right, one more we're going to do together, then we're going to try some on our own. So I'm going to vertically stack 743 plus 238, so it's ready to go. And I'm going to make my place value chart where I have ones, tens, and 100s. So when we add, where do we always start? We always start with our ones leading up to the standard algorithm. So I'm going to, don't forget to start in your ones. But first I have to model my numbers, numbers I'm adding. So I'm going to model 743. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 tens and 3 ones. Grab a different color and model 238. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now that I have my place value chart ready to go, I'm ready to add. So I'm going to start in my ones place value. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, so I have a bundle of 10 within that because I have 11 ones. So I'm just going to circle 10 tens, or 10 ones, I mean, and I'm going to move them over to the tens place value. Okay, so if you notice, that leaves one over. So I'm going to have a 1 in my ones place value. So I'm going to come over to my vertical form, and I'm just going to, I know I have 1 left over, and I know that I moved 1 to my tens. So I'm just going to move 1 over to my tens. Now I'm going to count up my tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 tens, which is not a bundle of 10, so I don't move any over. So I know that 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 1 more is 8. And I'm going to count my hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I have 9 hundreds. So I'm going to come over here, and I know 7 plus 2 is 9. So I know that my final sum is 981. All right. So now it's your turn. So what I want you to do, let me raise this up here. You have 2 problems that I want you to try to complete on your own. Okay. I want you to get a piece of paper and write 628 plus 243, 384 plus 436. And then I want you to model these using a place value chart and also the vertical form like we just did together. Okay. So when you have all that stuff and you have your problems written down, I want you to pause the video, do these on your own using a place value chart, and then when you're completely finished, I want you to unpause the video because we're going to check our answers together. Okay? Good luck. You got this. All right, so now we are ready to check our answers. So what I'm going to do is I just went on and modeled it for you and with the correct answers. So the first one you should have got 871, and the second one you should have got 820. Okay, because there are 2 left over in the tens. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to show you an example of your exit ticket that you're going to do, but this is just an example to kind of lead you to show you how to do it. So what I have done for your exit ticket, I've just put an addition sentence up here. I've made a place value chart, and I've made these movable discs. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to model the first number. So like how I've modeled it here. So you'll just move 300 over here, which I've already done. I've modeled 338. And then I came down a little and I modeled 233. So now that I've modeled it, I'm ready to start adding. Okay. And how you model it is you just move these. These are movable. So you can move them to create whatever number I have you adding. Okay. This is the part I want to show you, though. So when you have a bundle of 10, I'm going to show you what to do. So we are now ready to add because I've already modeled it for you. So we start in our ones place value. So I'm just going to count the ones up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 ones. Since I have 11 ones, that means I can bundle them. Okay. So to bundle them, you're going to go to insert, line, and you're going to go down to where it says scribble. Okay, that'll give us some lines so that we can bundle the 10. So I know that 10 was this group right here. Okay, so I know that I have a group of 10 here. So I'm going to make another 10 because I have a group of 10. Okay, and that leaves me 110. So if it leaves me 110, that means it gives me a 1. Okay, so I'm just going to insert a 1 under my ones. Okay, now I'm at my 10, so I'm going to count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. So I'm going to place a 7 here, but I don't carry anything over because I don't have a bundle of 10. And now I'm at my 100s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just going to insert a 5. So I know my answer is 571. Okay. So that's how you do your exit ticket. So if you have in your exit ticket, if you have a bundle, you're just going to go to insert, go down to line, and all the way down to scribble, and it will let you make a circle of 10 to move over. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Love you guys and miss you. Talk to you later. Bye.